Photos showing the intense moments as an armed security guard shot a protester following opposing rallies in downtown Denver on Saturday.
That's right, a man was shot dead at a dueling Denver rallies.
There was a verbal altercation that transpired. Firearm was discharged. Individual was shot and later pronounced deceased.
Shooter, identified as 30-year-old Matthew Doloff,
hired by 9 News to protect its staff at the protest, but Denver 7 has now confirmed the city says he was not licensed to be a security guard here in Denver, so he was violating the law.
Wow, so Matthew is a security guard, but he didn't even have his license, and he was hired on by 9 News to protect him, and he ended up pulling out a gun and shooting a guy.
You're not allowed to kill someone because they pepper spray you.
Doloff was arrested on Saturday and is charged with murder.
So this guy ended up pulling out a can of pepper spray, and just because he maced him, he ended up pulling out a gun and shooting him. Lee Keltner identified as the victim in Denver protest shooting.
According to the Denver Department of Excise and Licensing, Doloff was not licensed to be a security guard and never has been.
So how the heck did 9 News hire this guy on as a security guard if he didn't even have his license and never has?
Regardless, the same rules apply to everyone using deadly force.
If you are in reasonable fear of imminent serious bodily injury or death, you can use deadly force.
Well, pepper spray could cause bodily harm, injury, or possibly death depending on where you get it, so technically pulling out a gun is kind of self-defense. Articles online even say that pepper spray can create serious, even life-threatening complications to people with underlying heart or lung conditions. Mace can actually have permanent damage on your eyes as well. Pepper spray is known as non-lethal or a weapon that cannot kill, however deaths have occurred following the use of pepper spray.
Officers say they are unaware of whether the suspect was personally involved with any political movement.
This is the thing. Personally, I have been pepper sprayed by somebody. It was actually bear mace, and it was very lethal. That's right. My eyes like burned. I couldn't see. I've had permanent damage ever since then. I have to wear glasses all the time now. When I got sprayed, it actually sprayed the side of my face. If it got into my mouth or my nose or in chest, like if somebody sprayed into your mouth directly, I could definitely see somebody dying from this. So when they say pepper spray or bear spray or mace is non-lethal, it just depends on how it's used. And the thing is that it still causes major pain and injury, and it does last for probably about 4 or 5 hours after you get sprayed. When I got sprayed, I went to put my hand up to block it, and when it hit my hand, wherever my hand got hit, it was like a chemical burn. That's the thing too, is like a burn. So my hand was stinging and burning. Everywhere that it touched was like burning. It's like a chemical burn sensation, and it's just horrible. Like, it was just like one of the worst feelings and like experiences that I've gone through, and I wouldn't wish it upon anybody that I know. Also, after I got bear mace, I went through a lot of psychological mental problems. I have PTSD because of it, anxiety, I can't go places. Like, when I do, I get it gives me flashbacks, I have nightmares, it's just horrible. And for the longest time, I couldn't trust anyone because the person that did this was somebody that I thought was like my best friend. So coming from my experience and actually being pepper sprayed / bear maced, I think pulling out a gun is a bit extreme, but at the same time, it, in my mind, is justified self-defense. Somebody's pulling out a can of chemical mace or whatnot to cause you bodily harm, to blind you, to cause this chemical agent to burn you, your skin. You don't know if it's going to cause permanent blindness. You don't know if it's going to cause damage to your eyes and you're going to have to wear glasses. You don't know if it's going to get into your mouth or into your your lungs, and then you're not going to be able to breathe, because if that stuff gets into your mouth or your lungs, it causes inflammation and it's really hard to breathe. And you don't even know. What if you have an allergic reaction to it, or you're allergic to it, and then that could cause you to die too. So in reality, if somebody's coming at you with a knife and they're trying to stab you, or coming at you with a baseball bat, or anything to cause you bodily harm or against your life, in my mind, you would be justified in using self-defense, and that would be pulling, I guess, self-defense. And he had a gun, so he felt like his life was endangered, so he shot him. A cop in that situation, in my mind, probably would have shot the guy too. There's situations where a guy pulls out a knife and runs at a cop, the cop shoots the guy. Mace is a little bit different, but if the cop feels like their life is in danger or, you know, whatever, they're gonna end up using self-defense. So I don't know, you can either agree or disagree, but it's really hard if you've never been maced or been in that situation. And that's the thing, I think things escalate really quickly. And you know, if you're being attacked, you do feel like your life is endangered, regardless if it's with a can of mace or like a knife or a baseball bat or a fist. Like you, at some point, could probably feel like you're being injured, your life is endangered, so you got to use self-defense. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a really hard situation to discuss and figure out if it was self-defense or not. I just know if somebody's coming at you and you feel like your life is endangered, no matter what the weapon is or whatever it is, even if they're just punching and kicking you, and you're gonna feel like your life's endangered, you're gonna try to use self-defense or get out of that situation. Maybe it was a little extreme, I don't know, but I've been in that situation before, and it sucks. It hurts. It lasts for many, many hours after the fact, and I'm still suffering because of it mentally and my eyes and everything else. So I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, you know, like I said. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below about what you think. Was he justified in self-defense because the guy pepper sprayed him, or was he not justified and this was just kind of like crazy murder, like the guy just straight up killed the guy? Plus, it's like interesting because like he didn't even have his license. He shouldn't have even been there. The news hired him without even doing like the background checks or doing anything. So that's just like really weird. Like it's almost like a setup. And then like yeah, it just doesn't add up. Like they need to be held responsible as well. But let's just say if he was just some random dude on the street there and this guy ended up pulling out a can and macing him, is he justified in self-defense or is he not? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm quite interested to know because I'm from Canada and things are quite differently out here. The police say if somebody uses a fist, you're only allowed to use a fist in self-defense. If somebody uses a knife, you're allowed to use a knife, but you can't escalate it, which is kind of weird past that point. So if somebody straight up pulls out a knife and you pull out a gun, you would be charged because you escalated it past that point in Canada. I don't know. It's probably different in the States for sure. If somebody threatens your life, you're allowed to justify self-defense. But let me know. I'm quite interested, and I'll definitely cover this case because I want to know if he's going to definitely be charged and if he's going to go to jail or if his charges are going to be you know, self-defense and he's going to get off on it. So well, I'll keep you all updated. Please like this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and click that subscribe button for more. I know a lot of you are either going to agree or disagree with me, and that's okay because everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I appreciate the fact that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And just like think about it, if you were in that situation, if somebody was attacking you with a can of mace, would you think that you'd be justified and self-defense or not? I don't know. That's the thing in my mind. You always got to put yourself in that situation, and until you put yourself into those shoes or think about it or even experience it like I have, then then you can't really say anything because I just know from my experience, if it wasn't for using self-defense and other things, then I wouldn't be here personally. So I guess I'm just going to end this video with saying that if it's your life and you're in that situation and you're facing a life or death, I guess I would rather choose life and deal with the consequences than die. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it.